What's up, guys? Back with another one. I'm Ryan, my man George.
What's poppin', guys? How you living out there?
Las Vegas coming back at you to the unbiased real reaction.
That's right, man. Shout out to our free thinkers, of course.
Yeah, man. So Earthgang.
Yeah, man. They just came out with this one. They just dropped this one, rather, on the 4th, a couple days ago.
Yeah, man.
You know, we got to rock with J. Cole and Dreamville in them, man. Anytime Dreamville comes out with something, we got to give at least some love to it because we love what they're doing. We love, you know, what that team represents. And it looks like this is coming up. I'm looking at the description of this. It's saying this is coming off of their highly anticipated debut, Mirrorland. So let's get into it, man. Earthgang, up.
Just another day in these filthy sweet Atlanta streets. You want to run with the bull, best tie your shoes. I got all that I want now. I got you. To get back.
I'm sorry. I know he's about to go in.
Yeah.
What courage these guys have.
Yeah, I know.
What courage, man. I like that they are not fucking trying to they are not trying to be anything
traditional. They're not trying to be traditional.
They're not trying to be traditional. They're like, we are gonna go in a studio and create.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? We are going with the intention of solely being ourselves. We are not trying to be anything like anyone else. Although you can tell that they're inspired by Outkast.
Yes, you can see that.
They're from Atlanta, Outkast. But they're more so inspired by Outkast's creativity, I feel like.
Yeah.
Gotta appreciate that. Now whether or not I like it, we gonna see.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Alright, let's get back into it.
Now I got you. To get back on your feet like giraffe, elephant, kangaroo, hang 'em through these puppets, bless you cool, unless you know those who. Cause I push the button to lead the crew. Call me John Q, call me a
One thing I really like about them, man, is you could tell that when they approach a track, that it comes from a deep, soulful type of
authentic.
They feel the music.
Yes.
Right? It's because that pocket he was in with the flow was dope, right?
Yep.
But he feels it. I think that's why he's stretching those words like you. And
Yeah.
I think he's just like, it just comes from nowhere.
Absolutely.
Yeah, you know, it's organic.
Yes.
You know?
It feels real.
Yeah, and
It
I
feels
love
real.
that. I love that. Now, am I gonna like the song? I don't know. We'll see.
I feel like that's after we say everything we say. Now we gonna like it? We don't know. So getting into the lyrics, man. First of all, his flow was crazy. Though.
Yeah, man.
Crazy. And I don't know when he says in here, he says, "Can't come through with these puppets, less you cool, less you know who's who." So maybe, and then he also followed that up by saying, "You're in my world now. I make the rules. I say who lives. I say who dies. I save the kids. I push the button.
Delete the crew.
Call me John Q. I'm the one that's in control here." So I think he's saying for all the puppets and all the lames, in his world, that industry cornball shit doesn't work in their world, their creative world. You can't come through unless you're cool,
right? You
know, unless you have something to bring to the table. Is how I'm interpreting that. I make the rules. I'm not part of that industry shit. It's how I'm interpreting it. First listen, we could be wrong, guys.
Yeah.
But love the flow in that, and I love the lyricism too, from what I can interpret here. So let's get back to it.
Bitches See, I go loco for my freedom. It's the only thing that's real these days. No fear, no shame. Matter of fact, let's get this straight. That ain't no rap. See, triumph come from dying, some enjoy come from crying, sometime healing come from killing.
Let me tell you something. Let me tell you something, man.
Yeah, man.
Talking.
Yeah.
Talking. So right here he says, and I like this part, he says, "I go loco for my freedom. It's the only thing that's real these days." So I don't know if I'm right on this. I'm just, taking a stab at it. When he says freedom, is he talking about artistic freedom? It's the only thing that's real these days. He'll go crazy, to express himself for his expression, for his creativity,
right.
To protect the integrity of his music. I think is what he could be saying there. No fear, no shame. Matter of fact, let's get this straight. That ain't no rapper.
Yep.
So what is he saying? That he's saying that I'm not some typical run-of-the-mill homogenized rapper.
This is gonna make something that's the standard fucking structured beat,
standard shit, standard sound.
Yeah.
I'm gonna express myself creatively, and I'll die for that. You know what I'm saying? I'll go crazy to protect that. I think is what he's saying.
Right.
Then he says, "See, triumph comes from dying. See, triumph comes from dying. Sometimes joy comes from crying. Sometimes healing comes from killing." So this could mean a lot. You know what I'm saying? It's interesting that they give you a lot to unpack in their music.
The first thing that came to mind for me when I heard that line, "See, triumph comes from dying," was 300. They lost, right? They lost that shit. I don't know if you guys ever seen the movie 300. Dope movie, but it was only 300 against like thousands of armies. So they killed off way more of their army than they did of theirs. You know what I mean?
Okay.
That's
a good way to look at it.
They did triumph. Even though they lost.
That's
you know
true.
what I'm saying? And then there's a level of character that comes along with that, right? Because there's a level of respect you can't deny, right? Which is what I loved about that movie, right? And then sometimes joy comes from crying.
And let me add to that, brother.
Okay, go ahead.
Let me add to that, brother Ryan. So I think how that ties into them, I just think it's tying into their music.
Yes.
They're willing to die for
what they believe in.
For what they believe in. So even if their career doesn't take off, there's triumph that comes from maintaining their artistic integrity. Sometimes joy comes from crying.
Yep. But you look at it from a simplistic standpoint. You look at weddings, right? You see a lot of people crying, but it's joyous, right? Because joy comes from crying.
That's right.
So I think that could be, what they're kind of saying here. This is what real shit is, because he started this scheme with saying that I go local for my freedom. That's the only thing real these days. So he's giving you shit that's actually real.
All of this is saying that I'm willing to sacrifice for my art. I'm willing to die for my art. And that sacrifice, sometimes those sacrifices can yield incredible results.
Yes, big time.
Joy comes from crying. So I think just trying to tie it all together.
Yeah.
But super dope if we're all for all.
Yeah.
But that's how we're unpacking it, man.
Yeah, man.
Let's keep it going.
Okay, roll the dice. Baby, need a new pair of shoes, famous overnight. Nigga, these people don't care about you. Came up in the jungle. Okay, look, pay dues, no more fake news. I'ma do everything that they said that I can't do. Miss me with that artificial, baby. I ain't fooled by the filters of the angle.
Hey,
You don't know yourself.
miss me with that artificial, baby. I ain't fooled by them filters of them angles.
Yep.
Real shit.
Yep.
Girls taking pictures on Instagram.
Yep.
Giving them angles, putting them filters on Instagram.
They do know how to. They like masterminds with that shit.
Incredible. Like I said, man, I said in another video, those filters are treacherous, man. I'm not going for those girls on Instagram, basically faking who they are.
Yes.
You know what I mean? And completely warping their image, the image of who they really are.
It's a filter.
It's artificial.
Yeah.
So I thought that was dope. I think overall in this song, man, I think how this song is coming off to me, I think it's coming off like they were doubted. I think that they were probably a shitload of doors were closed in their face, and it happens to everybody. Don't get me wrong, but because they're so unique,
And because they're so different.
because they're so innovative, people are like, man, get this shit all over out of here.
I can see that happening.
And they're like, now fuck you, we're up now.
Yep.
You know what I mean?
We're gonna make it anyway.
We're gonna make it anyway. Now you're in my world, like you said up top. You're in our world now. Now we've made it.
And they didn't have
now
to
you're gonna have to deal
compromise.
with it. And we didn't have to compromise our integrity.
Yep.
I could be wrong, but that's fire. If I'm right though. But that's fire though. It's fire either way. But.
Yeah.
All right, let's keep it going.
I say make money, don't let money make you.
That's right.
I bet you started to escape the mess line to yourself. You the greatest. That's a round of applause, Gemini, two-face, cancel, dark lost. My waist had a certain je ne sais quoi. Pull up on your bitch like, excuse my friend, but what you thought? I'm a label, boucher, avec moi, c'est quoi, take no days off. Ain't no problem that I can't stop what you made. I'm
You know what though? This got a little better as I.
It's growing on me.
It's growing a little
me.
bit.
It's growing on me.
I ain't gonna lie.
Because at the beginning, I was like, I don't know, George. Because y'all don't know, man. George and I, you think we have good conversations on camera? Y'all should see off camera.
Dude.
We have great conversations. And
That y'all ain't ready for yet.
yeah.
Maybe in podcast, when we get a podcast going, if we decide to go that route, if we do a podcast, we can start sharing some of those behind the scenes.
Yeah.
It's a little bit too raw for the camera though, man. You know what I'm saying? Y'all can barely handle a lot of our opinions in video format that we edit. Y'all can barely handle those opinions. You know what I'm saying? Not everyone, just a specific subset of people that watch our videos they can't handle a difference of opinion, it seems like. So
Yeah, but this is growing on me, though.
it is growing.
Yeah.
It is growing, and I loved his flow on that too.
Yep.
I loved his flow as well.
And to your point, George, I was kind of alluding to the conversations that we have off camera, man. You have to force yourself to think outside the box and be open to new creative music, and that's hard to do for people. And I'm guilty of that too, guys. This is one of the things that we constantly talk about. If it doesn't fit in that cookie cutter sound that you're used to hearing, you're really quick to write it off. You just are. You're like, nah, and you don't even give it a chance. So that's why I keep saying that this is growing on me.
It's all wired. We're wired to. It's tough. It's tough. If you've heard for the last 20-something years the same sound, the same drum patterns, and this and that, it's hard to venture outside of that and appreciate something outside of that. So it's just
you gotta want to do it.
Yep.
You gotta actively catch yourself and understand that we are innately biased, so that way you can grow.
Yes.
You have to want to do that in anything. In anything, you know? So now I'm off my soapbox.
That's it. Let's get back to it, guys.
Now, I will say though, George, on a scale of creativity of 1 to 10, they're about a 15. So I will say,
so original.
So I will say that when you're challenging yourself to think outside the box and give things chances, it's very easy to write someone like this off because they're so creative,
so different.
They are, yeah. You know, so I get it, but I just really encourage everyone, man, including our subscribers. If you're watching this video for the first time, man, give new music a try. Even if you are a hip hop head, because I can see people that grow up listening to hip hop and are like full hip hop heads be like, nah, man,
still not like that.
I ain't getting into that. You know, challenge yourself, man. Be a better version of yourself, man.
And this is why we said, yeah, dude. And this is why we said. Or I've said in the past, man, that we have forced playlists. I said you have to force. Sometimes you have to force yourself, not to necessarily like something, but force yourself to be open to things that are different from what you're accustomed to listening to.
Yes.
And this is a prime example of that because my initial instinct was to fight this.
Yes.
When he came in with those vocals, I was like,
yeah, dude.
And I'm not saying I even like the vocals still.
That's true.
I more so appreciate the song, but I'm gonna force him. This is gonna hit the playlist. And I'm gonna allow myself, man, to just experience a different sound. You know what I'm saying? Because these guys are talented. There still has to be talent there.
They are, exactly.
But it has to be talent.
Exactly.
It can't be just somebody doing some shit for the sake of doing it, and you can't see the talent.
Exactly.
Lyrically, they're slick. The writing is there. So I see talent there, and I see that they're pushing the envelope, and I see that they're innovative. So even if my instinct is to say, nah, I don't know, I'm gonna try. I'm gonna try.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? And I'm excited about these guys, though, dude. I really am excited about them, man.
Me too.
And they're just a breath of fresh air.
Yes.
So shout out to everybody that requested this one. That's the end of the video. If you enjoyed it, please hit the like button. If you haven't subscribed, please subscribe. And also, guys, we have a Patreon channel if you're interested. The link will be in the description. It will allow you to get early access to our content. And that's it. Lost to Vegas. I'm George. That's Ryan.
We out.